大家好，我是 Oliver Branch Allen. So if you're someone who's serious about exercise or you're an endurance athlete, you probably have heard of the term VO2 max. But since most of us are not, the VO2 max is still a very important metric for us to track because it actually is a very good indicator to see your longevity and how healthy you are. We'll talk about how VO2 max is measured and how you can improve it so that you can improve your longevity. VO2 max will decrease with age, but exercise can help slow it down. And according to studies, it has shown that people who do not exercise can decrease their VO2 max by 10% per decade. Someone who's in the bottom 25th percentile, basically the low category, is at a much higher risk of all-cause mortality like heart attacks and strokes. But by moving from the bottom 25th percentile to the 25th to the 50th percentile, you can actually lower your risk of death by 50%, which is great news. And if you move from the low group up to the above average group, which is the 50th to the 75th percentile group, you can actually reduce your cause of death by as much as 70%. To give you an idea of how big of a jump that is to your health span, just know that that is even more significant than for a smoker to quit smoking. And hopefully you all know how damaging it is smoking to your body. So VO2 max is actually defined as how much oxygen you can actually breathe in, transfer it through your blood into your muscles, and to use it all up. And it is measured in the units of milliliters per minute per kilogram. And it's divided by kilograms because it has to also consider that bigger people will consume naturally more oxygen. Scientists and researchers really like to use VO2 max as a metric because it takes motivation out of the equation. If I ask you to run 10 kilometers as fast as you can and I time you, well, you can actually change how well you perform by knowing how well you pace yourself and also just how motivated you are at running faster. And so by taking VO2 max, what I'm doing is I'm actually making you run faster and faster and faster. And as your VO2 max climbs, eventually it will reach a plateau. However, I still keep you running faster, but your VO2 max doesn't climb with it, then that shows you your full aerobic capacity. Generally speaking, the higher the VO2 max, the better you are, the fitter you are. However, you shouldn't use VO2 max to compare yourself with other people. There are many studies that actually show that the best cyclists and runners in the world actually have a slightly lower VO2 max than someone else. And there's a lot of controversy about the reasons why that is, but one leading theory is because all that oxygen that you might be absorbing in is not being efficiently transformed into force production. This is the same thing as I did in the video I did about HRV, where technically speaking, higher the better, unless you're trying to compare yourself with another person's HRV, in which case it actually doesn't really make sense. But it is still a very good metric for tracking your own cardiorespiratory fitness journey. Interval training is actually one of the best ways to improve your VO2 max. What I recommend is doing any cardio exercise you choose, but do it for 4 minutes of full exertion. And then you want to rest for another 4 minutes and repeat for a total of 4 rounds. So it's a 4x4x4. Do it once a week and you can watch your VO2 max increase. Now, obviously, you won't be able to go a flat all-out sprint in the 4 minutes because then you'll probably die in the first 20 seconds. So there is a little bit of time where you need to train yourself on how to give your full exertion in a 4-minute set. Now, there are certain devices that you'll probably have to wear to measure your VO2 max, and any Fitbit or an Apple Watch or a chest strap can do the job. Okay, you just want to have some device on you. So you can try it out and let me know how it goes. That's it, guys. I hope you found that useful, and always, please leave any questions or comments below, and I'll see you next time.